Hello. It's been okay. It's been 2 months. Totally forgot to do um the rest of my check-ins, my artist's way check-ins, which is fine. I'm just gonna use this as an update. I'll catch it up. I'll catch up. I promise. I promise. To everybody who's watching this, obviously. So many people are watching this. It's so crazy. So crazy. Um, I'm such a fucking idiot. So, a lot has happened internally for me in the past 2 months. Also, I'm so skinny now. Whatever. Anyway, this past week, these past few days, um, I've taken it upon myself to isolate myself from most of the people that I'd be hanging out with. Not in a way that's like, oh, I don't want to talk to you right now. I don't want to deal with you. I just want to do my own thing. It's more of just me really putting myself in the spot of like really figuring the fuck out who Nasha is, right? Because Nasha is so important to me, and I so desperately want her to be birthed already. I want to birth her, you know, because I see Nasha as my vehicle to speak out and to like speak out on things that I think that are important to me, that are important enough to me to speak out about, you know. Like I see Nasha as the girl I've always wanted to be ever since I was a kid, you know? Like I always knew I always wanted to be a rock star. My mom asked me when I was like 3 years old probably. She was like, "Oh, what do you want to be when you grow up, darling?" And I'm like, "I want to be a rock star." You know? And of course that shifted to like maybe being an astronaut and being a carpentress as I used to call it, which I find very funny. Um, but as I got older, that dream never went away. And there was always, and I still feel this to this day, you know, there was always a part of me that knew that that's what I had to be doing, or that's what I should be working towards, or that's what I've always wanted to do. It's my dream. It's my lifelong dream to be able to play in front of thousands of people, play rock songs as a woman in rock, be a lesbian icon, you know. And I don't like how whenever I talk about this, even in my own internal dialogue, where it's like, oh, you're so selfish, oh, you're so self-centered, you want to be famous, blah 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 blah, all this stuff, oh, you want the fame and all everything that comes with it. And in my mind, it's like the past few days that I've been thinking about it and really, really sitting on who Nasha is and what she's about and why she wants to come out and really be and express herself. You know, it's like, why is that such a bad thing to want? I don't know why I've been guilting myself for that. It's not a bad thing to want. It's not a bad thing to dream about. And, you know, given as I've gotten older, I only started, you know, doing gigs a few years ago. Probably I think like 3 years ago, 2 years ago. That's when I really started. Like, what's stopping me? What's stopping me from doing this? Well, that's a really it's a hard question and an easy question at the same time. I know for a fact that what's stopping me is myself, you know, and my self-limiting beliefs. Because you know, there was a point when I was doing the artist's way, and I was really like putting my head down and really doing the stuff that you know it was encouraging me to do, that the book encourages you to do, which I'm still doing. I still do my morning pages. I filled out one notebook, which is awesome. Wait, let me get it. I am genuinely so proud of this. But look, whee! Look at all that. Full. I've never filled up a notebook ever until I started doing my morning pages. I think I stopped at 51, number 51. I like numbering the morning pages that I do. So that's kind of crazy. That's like a little over a month. No? Yeah. But yeah, I'm starting on a new notebook. I bought a frick of. Ooh, love to censor myself. I I bought a lot of new notebooks that I can fill up, and I'm starting on a new one now. I'm currently on day 60. I've been doing morning pages for 60 days, which is kind of crazy to me. But I like proving myself wrong, and that's essentially what I want to do with who Nasha is and bringing her to life and really creating this world of Nasha. You know, like I'm only making this video because I just want to talk about it. You know, I've been trying to get into the space of like, cause it's so hard for me not to tell people what I'm doing and to show people excitedly about a song that I'm working on or like a concept that I'm working on or like that's I think although there's nothing wrong with that, I unfortunately see that as a way to get external validation, to get my few seconds of satisfaction, like, oh yeah, someone likes it, like someone that I know likes it, and then I just stop working on it, which is so okay. It's not dumb. I'm trying to be kind to myself. It's not dumb. I just really have to work around the way my mind works, because it is so messy. Unfortunately, I've been living with this mess in my head for like the past 25 fucking years. And I'd like to think as I've gotten older, I've been able to like adjust myself to, you know, to how I think and how I feel, you know. But I just want to use Nasha, like I said, as a vehicle to for young little gay girls like me when I was 3 years old, when I first saw like Hayley Williams up on stage. Well, I never saw her live, but like, knowing that women could do rock and roll, it was almost like when I was younger, it felt that it was such an innate thing for women to be doing. But upon getting into the history of it, when I really got into like, Joan Jett, The Runaways, when I was like 14, 15, people were telling them that they couldn't do that because they were women. They couldn't do rock and roll because they were women. And that trips me out. If anything, a woman's voice, especially a powerful one like, say, Ann Wilson, my goodness me, those women's voices deserve to be backed by distorted guitars, heavy drums, aggressive, chord progressions, and just full power, full send, just expressing themselves and like wailing. Women deserve to feel to utilize their power of emotion and their power of, the feminine power within themselves to express, and that's all I've wanted to do, that's all I want to do. All I want to do is perform. I want to perform. I want people to feed off of me, not me. I want people to feed off of Nasha, because I am not Nasha. Like, who I am internally, I don't think I'd ever share what my real identity is. Of course people will know. But like, I see Nasha as a completely different person than who I am every day at home, or the person that my friends see that I hang out with. Like, that's not Nasha. Nasha is a completely different person. To me, Nasha is very much. Wait, I wrote something really nice about it in my notebook. Let me get it. I also forgot to mention. Okay, before I get into this thing that I wrote, but I forgot to mention I have glasses now. Ah! My microphone fell down. I'm sorry if that was loud. I don't intend on cutting this up or editing it at all. I'm just gonna post it as is, like I did the first time. Oh, this is gonna be so annoying. Wait, let me pause it. But yeah, my grade in my left eye got so bad. It like doubled apparently when I last got it checked. Cause this is my first pair that I stopped wearing, of course. It makes me look like Linda Belcher, bro. You wanna see? I like my new frames better. But look, I look like freaking Linda Belcher. If you're not real, then how come I feel this way? Little babies. Pass the cranberry sauce, we're having mashed potatoes. Anyway, Yeah, so here's the thing that I wrote. Because I've been really, like, lately, I've been putting my head down, really trying to figure out what Nasha stands for. I really just want to flesh her out. You know? I'm not expecting perfection. Of course not. What realistic thinker would expect perfection? Although I am sometimes a perfectionist. I'm trying to let go of that. You know, it's bad for me, it's bad for my psyche, it's bad for my career because I end up not doing anything, you know. But I'm not done with what I wrote. This is what I have. Nasha, Nasha, Nasha. Nasha is bold, unfiltered, raw, and real. Ooh. Nasha is a part of you that you're ashamed to show. The part of you that is afraid to be seen, to be perceived. Nasha is the deepest, darkest secrets that you'd never dare tell a single soul about. Nasha is a part of you that desperately wants to crawl out. Nasha is that authentic, confident person that you want to be, that you yearn to be, but are ashamed of, that you're embarrassed of, you know. Nasha is the words that slip out of your mouth when you decide to unfilter yourself. Nasha is the voice that says, fuck it, who cares? Nasha is the sudden confidence you get after a couple of drinks. I'm very proud of that one. Nasha is that feeling of warmth that washes over your entire body when you make your crush laugh or blush. Nasha is the adrenaline before the fight. Nasha is loud, loud as hell for the right reasons. So that's what I have so far. I think I'm gonna fill that up as much as I can so I get an even clearer picture. Cause she lives in me. You know, she's here. I know she's here. She's aching to come out. You know? And I hear her every day. Every day she shows herself to me. When I'm like listening to a song that I really like and I'm just dancing around my room or I'm playing my guitar and I'm like, you know, really heavy distortion, just chugging out. Like, there's something that washes over me, this feeling that comes to me that just is just, you know, that feeling of letting it all hang out. You know? I'm not gonna say that I'm confident in terms of how I'm able to unleash that. You know? There's still a lot of myself that I hold back, which I'm trying to let go of actively. You know, given the whole artist's way thing and like, you know, all this stuff. Like, I just know that she's gonna take me really far. I feel that in my bones. I feel that success is right around the fucking corner. I know it's there. I just have to turn the corner, you know. But I just, you know, I'm the kind of person who gets so easily distracted. I'm undiagnosed, but I'm pretty sure I have some level of ADHD. Like, I'm not gonna call myself lazy. I don't think that's fair for me to call myself that. But one quote that really got me thinking that I, you know, found a few nights ago, I think. It was, I even posted it on my, like on a post-it note, I put it on my monitor, my computer monitor. It says, the result is in the discipline and not in the motivation, you know? And I always felt that I had to be motivated to do something. But, you know, realistically speaking, I shouldn't be banking on whenever I feel motivated, you know? Sure, that's like maybe an ideal situation where like, oh, I'm motivated to do this, let's do this. I feel it in me, I really want to do it, you know? But like, I just have to do it. Regardless of motivation, regardless if I want to do it. You know? I wanna do it for me. I wanna prove myself wrong. You know? And like, I think after everything that I've been through in my 25 years of living, I know I'm very young, but a lot of shit. I've gone through a lot. A lot of things that are pretty out of the ordinary, or things that no normal person would be able to stay sane after, which I'm surprised that I'm still sane after all of the things that have happened to me. You know, I'm a very traumatized individual. And I, you know, given that, I would really love to go to therapy. I really want to go to therapy. But the money. You know, I'll figure that out. But like, Nasha has always been that driving force in me before I even named her. You know, ever since I was a kid. Ever since I was, you know, I think I'd like to think that Nasha is my strength. Like, she's the one who's kept me going. She's always been a voice in my head, but I never like personified her. I've never put a name to her. I've never given her a personality. It's just always been a voice in my head. And given the fact that I'm an artist and I don't want to do anything else with my life, I don't see myself doing anything else besides making art and performing. You know, like, she deserves to come out. She deserves to be fully fleshed out. And I know, I'm confident that other people, why did I say it like that? Other people can use Nasha as that. As the same way that she's supported me throughout so many crazy traumatizing hardships in my life, you know? If I can use her like that, why can't anybody else? You know? And I know I can fucking make it. I know it's right there. It's right fucking there. And that's one thing that frustrates me, knowing that it's right there. But you know, like I said, I'm trying not to give myself shit for it. I'm not trying to shame myself anymore, which I'm very much that person internally. I guilt trip myself a lot. I shame myself a lot. And it's weird because I feel that that'll offer me the drive, but it doesn't. You know, it doesn't. It paralyzes me into a spot of like overthinking everything to the point where I am paralyzed and not able to do fucking anything to further my career, you know? But given the things that I've been putting my head down into these past few days, this past week, the path is becoming a lot clearer now. And something's happening. Something's brewing internally for me. And I never want to let go of that feeling. I want to keep nurturing that feeling for myself. Because I know that my dreams will come true. Nasha will be seen. Nasha will be heard. You know, I know it's there. And hell, my mom told me I could do it. If anything, if she was the only person that ever told me that I could do it and that I have the potential and that I have the talent, I wouldn't need anybody else, you know? I hate that I chase a part of me aches and yearns for validation, external validation, when I know for a fact that I can give that to myself, you know? But yeah. Nasha's coming. Coming? No. I'm sorry, that was a stupid joke. But yeah, Nasha's coming. Very slowly. I don't want to care about how long it'll take. I don't want to even think about putting that pressure on myself. Like, oh, you're going to take too long, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter. I just want her. And she deserves to be shown. She deserves to be brought out of me. You know? Yeah. That's my life update, I guess. Or just like a ramble. Whatever. Bye-bye.